Hello everybody and welcome to Toombs Gaming Reviews. This is TG Toombs here and we are going over the 5 games that I've spent way too much time on. Most of these are office games, some of them are from addictinggames.com, but what they all share in common is that I've put over hundreds of hours into each of them and really shouldn't have. If you guys can't see here, number 1 is Cookie Clicker. And I've actually been basically saving back on this so I can show you guys like the reset process, because there's not much else for me to do here. As you can see, I've gone through over 900 hours. Most of that's kind of been just leaving it up in the background, so don't fret, I haven't spent more active time on this than I did on Dark Souls. But yeah, we're gonna show you guys the reset process on this. It's actually kind of a quirky little game. There's a lot of jokes in it. You can see the news feed. Get your new charms and curses at yearly National Spellcrafting Fair. Exclusive prices on runes and spell books. That's actually in annotation to the Wizard Towers. And there's a lot of little jokes through all of the things that I'm not really going to go over and read, because all of these have a joke behind them. The devs made a joke for everything. Well, the devs. Orteal. Not the devs. Orteal is the dev. But anyways, we're going to show you guys the reset process, and then move on to the next game, really. So, if you're wondering why this is happening, it's because I do actually have a thing going on it where it auto-clicks my golden cookies. Basically, my first playthrough, I would, like, compulsively sit here and wait for those cookies. And since I would click them all anyways, I figured I'd just kind of save myself the time and not do that. That's really about it. We only have one more thing here, and wow, I am short on it. Well, that really sucks. But, basically, you'd go through here, you'd see what you can buy, which upgrades are available to you. I do have one more upgrade available to me, and we're gonna get this. These are permanent slots, where you can basically put whatever the fuck you want on them. And I actually need to check to see what I have on right now. Omelet for seasonals. Basically, those are these. You get Christmas, Valentine's Day, Halloween, and Easter. Easter gives you eggs with a variety of effects, from making buildings and upgrades cheaper, to making your click stronger, to this one that makes more golden cookies pop up. This is just really a higher percent of cookies income per cookie you get. Same thing with Valentine's Day, and Christmas is like Easter, which has a variety of effects. Not really sure what to put here, but, yeah. Hold on. Give me just, like, a small moment to, think about what I'm doing here, really. I think we'll go with the, prisms. I think we're gonna go with the prisms, because honestly, that's a, really difficult one to get at the end. Alright, now let's restart. Basically, what happens every time I restart is it's all gone. I get to keep some things like this stuff and my prestige level, which right now I don't have anything on it, but this upgrade actually goes towards your prestige level and gives you a percentage of what you have, which I'm at 10.5 million%. And really at this point, you just click. You just click a lot. I'm actually using my mouse and my trackpad, so I can double click and just be done with it. And at the point where I am, there's really not too much waiting. I kind of just, I get in there, click 100 on some shit, and I'm back into the fucking game. So again, I spend way too much time on this. It's kind of what I do in the background of everything. If I'm on the Weasel Zone stream, I'm doing this. If I'm recording a video and there's a pause, I'm doing this. It's really just an office game. It's all about numbers, and it's really kind of just for a completionist value. There's not much more to it as for replayability. The only reason I am doing it, actually on my second run, is because I was waiting for the last achievement, which is a certain amount of cookies, and I didn't feel like resetting and resetting and resetting, so I let it go for a couple months. And when I came back, there was a full wipe, and version 2, which is what we're actually playing now, is the second version. And it's got a lot more to it. It's got the ascension chart that I showed you guys. It's got more achievements for each of these little fucking things. But, yes, this is the first one that I waste too much time on, and, For being a little office game, if I had to give it a very objective rating, I'd honestly probably have to give it an 8 out of 10 for what it's worth, mostly because of all the effort that went into the humor, into the mathematics, for the community that it has, because there were a lot of people doing, like, rocket science style fucking math on this shit, and it's really just crazy to me that, it's garnered such a community. I mean, me myself, I'm trying to do commentary here, and I'm just utterly distracted by it, which is such a huge problem sometimes. And, yeah, that's it. I think we're gonna move on to the next one, and we are gonna show you guys some things from addictinggames.com, and for the last one, we're gonna come back to another cookie clicker style game. Now, this one's actually a game I went back to recently from my childhood, and I wish I could show you any kind of reset process, but there really just is none. I'm actually done with this game. So instead, we're gonna show you guys basically the normal mode, what you get for completing it, and a little exploit that I found. First, we're just gonna do the normal mode, which is actually kind of really fun. I'm not gonna lie about it. I have a lot of fun doing it, and I think I have the thing set where, yeah, I also have the thing set on that you get for the end of it, which basically, once you complete the game, it gives you infinite durability, infinite boost, infinite fuel. And I did mean to show you this in its own little part, but, you know, I forget sometimes. But, really this game's just about climbing into space. There's the original one, this is the original one, which is about just getting to the moon. This one's about, getting into Mars, so you'll complete this little bar here, and we're actually just gonna zoom right through it and show you guys space. But you complete this little bar here, and then there'll essentially be another little bar that leads up to Mars. And once you get to Mars itself, it's kind of less the game at that point, and really more just collecting fucking gold and cash and everything. There is actually a leaderboard to this, which is why that is a thing at the end, and it has less gravity. I have a lot of fun doing this, just dicking around with fucking stop-go. And I have an item on that, it's a UFO destroyer, so I touch UFOs and they explode. There's also an achievement for that as well, where everyone I touch will give me so and so much cash. These little things right here, this is a larger cash box, and they get bigger and bigger as much as, like, gold bars when you get higher, and the one after it was a, repair kit, which is pretty useless to me right now, because I don't actually take damage. But, I think we're gonna jump cut right now, and just show you guys basic space. Alright guys, we have made it to outer space, and the thing about outer space as compared to the in-Earth atmosphere is the further you go out, the less actual gravitational pull there is, so you start zooming across. I mean, burying the needle's speed. If I had durability on, the head would actually split from the rocket when the rocket's fuel ran out, and it just goes so much exponentially faster. There's also a large difference in, I guess I'll call them enemies, between satellites, more satellites, larger satellites, and we get larger UFOs that actually happen in space. This little thing right here it's a speed gate. It doesn't really matter right now, but for more regular runs where you're not using bullshit mechanics that they give to you for winning, which I think is called fucking super mode or something like that, you basically need to avoid those things. These is what I wanted to get to. That's a white hole. White holes and black holes have different effects, and this is a black hole. Basically, it can spawn you anywhere, from where the black holes start to where the black holes end. So you might be at the end and get lucky and get pushed, like, right to Mars. You might be right at Mars and get thrown back to the fucking beginning. It's really all just bullshit luck. Or this happens. Sometimes you just get stuck from black hole to black hole, and they do actually take health off of you, but since I do have it in infinite durability, infinite everything mode, it's really not going to do much to me other than get in the way. Whereas the white holes, they actually push you out of them, which is good for a boost, or if it's close enough, you can use it to avoid a black hole. These like I said, as you get further, things get larger except for the repair kits, including gas. And if you go far enough, you actually get into an asteroid belt. It kind of changes more and more as you go further. I believe past the asteroid belt is like a Bronze Age, kind of, where almost everything you hit is just an insta-kill, except for the fact that, again, I am using infinite durability, infinite everything, which is just an item they give you at the end. I didn't hack anything in like I did in Cookie Clicker, which actually kind of has a whole page about cheats. And to be fair with that, I did a lot more on my first run of Cookie Clicker. Like, I was actually adding in cookies, I was making my own gold cookie multipliers, I was spawning in wrinklers being something that I should have shown you. But basically, I don't want to spoil too much of the game for you in case you do want to go kill your own time on it. But this one right here, it's just a novelty. It's another game that's for grinding. It took me like maybe a day and a half to complete, even though when I was a kid I played this for like a week and just got nowhere. And really, I kind of just want to show you guys Mars and the exploit, and we'll move on to the next thing. And Mars is actually right ahead here, so we're just going to zoom along and just collect a bunch of arbitrary cash and gas because I have everything in this game. Oh, look at that. Bronze Age. This is what I was talking about. Everything gets this weird overlaid tone to it where it's like this odd bronzish color. And it almost indefinitely will fucking insta-hit you. Like, there's no arguing about it. The second you touch it, you will explode. Like, your mission's over. I made it pretty much right here on map. And you can see, if I go any further, yeah, best height, Mars. I made it, like, a pinch away. And I hit one of those things and just exploded. And I gave up for, like, hours after that shit. I actually think I went and recorded a video because I was just so done with this game. Now, as you guys can see, Mars is kind of just... There's no enemies, there's no obstacles. It's really just a matter of letting you climb further. Again, there is an actual height chart on this. Like, there's a scoreboard, you can get a high score. And that's what this is for. However, the, super mode, or whatever it's called, is null and void from the chart because you can obviously just go infinitely. And the cool thing about Mars is, once you make it here, if you get back down to the ground and say you run out of fuel at the top and you just start falling, whereas Earth, you'll have to save some fuel to save your pod and get a bonus on your score in gold. With here, the gravity is so low that even if you climb to 300 or so feet and just let it fall back down to the ground, it's kind of made so you get better bonuses. Let me fucking slow myself down here. And you won't crash land, you won't explode necessarily. You'll kind of just drop down slowly and smoothly. And I'm trying to do this so I have infinite durability, so I can smash right into the fucking ground. But, yeah, you can see it slowing me exponentially, and that's because it just doesn't have as much gravity. So you kind of just land, and eventually a little timer will come up. 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, and you're done. And the president got us to Mars. Yay! Woo! Anyways, we're going to show you guys the exploit that I do in here. Now, the exploit is basically to reach the achievements that are height-based. Reach an altitude of, you know, whatever feet. Reach the same thing without taking any damage. And what you do is, you'll go into these, there's select missions, you use these to unlock more upgrades. And you'll do the speed race. Now, if you're, say, around here or around here in the actual game and you're not done, this is going to be exponentially good for you, because you're probably at about 100,000 feet, which isn't even into space yet. Now, if you do this, you can kind of just zoom through this real quick. And I'm going to keep the thing on again so I can... you know, speed through it, because I don't want to take too much time on any one of these games, because they aren't really anything all too important, and they're not our main staple games. The greens and the reds. The reds slow you down, while the greens speed you up. But basically, after you finish the race, you get a clean shot, like, straight up. I personally would suggest burning your boosters as fast as you can, and, getting it into space, because if you have the solar panel upgrades or whatever they're called, and I was going to point at them, but the wings that I have, they will also reduce your fuel consumption in space. So if you can get the actual rocket and the rocket head both into space, you'll go a lot further. Your booster's fuel, for some reason, is not affected by these things, and the only things that do affect it are fuel pickups, which again takes a certain upgrade, but there are no fuel pickups. There's no gold, there's no obstacles on this. It's just free reign to just do whatever you want, and you can really almost climb to Mars, honestly. I think I did get to Mars doing this exactly. And we're just going to self-destruct here because we've already dragged you guys to Mars, and we've spent quite a bit enough of time on this. If I had scripted this, maybe it'd be a little more uniform and we'd be spending less time. But we're going to jump into our next game, which is also an AddictingGames.com game, so be right back. Our third game on the list is Kitten Canyon. I have spent too much time on this game since literally my childhood. There is no completionist value, there is no, like, achievements. I mean, there is a scoreboard, but there's no skill-based play. It's luck, 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 luck. PETA fans or PETA members, you might not want to watch this. Anyone with a weak constitution, a weak stomach, or animal lovers might not want to watch this. But before you go and bitch and moan, realize that it's not real animals. It's a fucking virtual cat on virtual spikes, and no animals were harmed in the making of this video, so get over your fucking self. And go! Now, there's really not much I can tell you about this. I failed. Really, all you do is just fire Kitten off in the air and hope it hits some TNT and some nitroglycerin and some fucking bounce pads or whatever the fuck goes on. See, TNT will send you flying. Nitro, I believe, gives you speed and flying, and Spikes is just an insta-dead. We're not going to spend too much time on this because there's really nothing behind it more than just the fun of getting the high score, really. That's all it is. You sit here and you hope that RNGesus is on your side that day and get the high score. My personal top, it's not going to say it here because, ooh, excuse me. Because I cleared cookies not too long ago, so, not cookies, cookie clicker, but cookies. And, yeah, I think my high score is maybe like 10,000 or something like that to the best of my recent memory. I'm sure it was way higher as a kid because I'd just play this game for hours because I really didn't have that many games to play for like 2 years of my life. And, yeah, I've spent literally since my childhood on this to let you know how much time has been wasted on this game. Moving on! And our final one from AddictingGames.com at least is Megaminer. This game you play as a drill and you basically mine. It's about the whole gist of it. I'm pretty far in this game, but gotta say, I was a lot farther as a child. I've been going on a kick and getting back to certain games lately that I have been playing as a child. And, yeah, that's a teleporter, basically. You get that after a certain amount, you can pay for it to save you the time and fuel of getting back down to where you were. And I think after a certain point you can mine through these, but I'm not there yet. So basically what we're stuck doing is searching right now. This would be your health, and this, I believe, is your depth, which basically, you know, the closer you are to the core, the hotter it gets. I have just dug out everything around here. I'm a terrible person. I should have saved something for the footage. But, yeah, you don't get to go too far down without upgrades, basically, or you'll overheat, you'll lose health. This is said fuel I was talking about, which can be refueled at the refuel station. And, this is your cargo. It goes up every time you get a little tick. I only got silver. So far, I believe we're on, like, emeralds or some shit like that. So silver is kind of a poor monetary gain for me for the amount of gas that it takes to actually go and get it with this. My goodness, is there anywhere left for me to mine? Probably not. I'm gonna just jump and find something to mine, and then we're gonna end this portion of this, because there's really not much to this, and anything else I could tell you is kind of, I guess, the equivalent of a spoiler, because there's really not much to these games. I doubt anyone's gonna want to go and play these games, but on some weird off chance that you do, I mean, hey, that's all on you. Hey, look at that, and we found something without jump cutting. Alright. Alright, so here at the surface, you get, obviously, a save point, where you get to sell your gems. It'll tell you how much each particular gem is. I believe we found a few diamonds before. Ruby is where we're at currently. I didn't really make too much from that, because I only grabbed one thing just to show you guys the top surface. I want to go quickly over these, get to the next one. I actually, again, like the last one, not have to, but I'm trying to get to the Weasel Zone stream. He is playing Paragon tonight, and if you guys don't know, which most of you probably do, because I think most of you have come over from Weasel, I love to hop in on those Paragon games with him, Panzer, Dude Puppet, and Icy. But here we have our upgrades. I really don't have too much left to buy, I don't think, except for, like, the heaviest of the upgrades. But, drills will get you through everything. Yeah, see, like I said, solid rock. Chasis is all about, I believe, the amount of damage you take from heat and whatnot, which, going on to next is the fan, allows you to go deeper in higher heats. Tank, pretty obvious, that's your gas, and your hold is this thing again, how many one singular units of anything you can hold. 30 units, it doesn't matter if it's ruby, diamond, silver, bronze, it's all just one unit per thing, period. Then we have smaller items, the teleporter that I have set up, you know, extra fuel, repair kit. Sonar pulse is meh, you're kind of better off with dynamite. I mean, sonar pulse is like a oil tycoon where you send down the moles, kind of, or you use the little thing that I told Weasel he was addicted to. I forget what the fuck it is, but yeah, there's really not much to this game other than really spending your time. Like, if you're bored and you have an hour to kill, get on this game, you know, pull up your fucking map real quick, dig down, go find something, and boom, you got yourself some fucking coal. Look at that. Is this it? No, it's not. This is actually the achievement list. I wish I had something that told me how much time I've spent on this so I could tell you guys. But if this gives you a gist of it, I've got most of the achievements done. That should let you know a little bit how much time I've spent on this. And mind you, as a child, I cleared out the entire map. Like, just solid, empty chunk missing of map. Period. But, that's pretty much it for Megaminder. There's really not much to tell you about this game, unfortunately. And again, I wish I had a timer or something like that. I mean, here's the fuel, but whatever. Here's a fucking mechanic. I don't have any damage, 45. But this is, again, just really to showcase some of the games that I spend way too much time on for what they're worth. The fact that I own games like Paragon, League of Legends, fucking, I don't even know, because those are the only games that I play, even though I have like 30 fucking games. But anyways, we're gonna get on to the last and final one, which is kind of another iteration of Cookie Clicker, and was actually, I believe, suggested to me by a friend named Dan. I don't know if he still watches these videos. I think he kind of watched more when it was like League of Legends or something like that, way back in the day, but yeah, let's get into Cookie Clicker Part 2. Be right back. Alright everyone, we are back with basically a more, like, in-depth version of Cookie Clicker. I can't even say in-depth, they're kind of the same thing, but on two different spectrums. As opposed to clicking a cookie, you're clicking these fucking things. That's really all there is to it. I'm actually gonna basically reset this real quick. I've been playing this for goodness knows how fucking long, and left it in the background for months, because unlike Cookie Clicker, this one has, like, very specific set boundaries and walls where it wants you to AFK. Cookie Clicker will allow you to play either actively or idle. This really just wants you to fucking, like, let it be for a couple months. That's it. Like Cookie Clicker, you can buy in 1, 10s, 100s. Where Cookie Clicker has Ascension, this has a few different things. It has what's called Investors, and it's basically the same thing as the Heavenly Chips, which I forgot to go over, I'm sorry. But each certain amount gives you certain, it says right there, 30% per each angel. I have Trigintillion, a measurement literally used for the distance of planets from the sun. I'm not going to claim those right now, because I really don't want to make it too long with this, so I am actually not going to do the rollover with it where I fucking reset it, because that actually takes way longer than Cookie Clicker. I actually didn't even finish the Cookie Clicker one. I still have to go and get back to that and finish that. I just wanted to give you guys a quick preview. But the key difference between this game as well as Cookie Clicker is the planets and the currency exchange. It actually has a whole separate way of allowing you to boost things. Put it on this, and as you can see, all these things are gold. That's because I put a mega ticket on all of these. And it's kind of just another way to add to investors. Like, if you don't really have the reset for the investors, but, you know, you're making a decent amount, you buy some mega tickets. You slap it on something. I filled a whole planet with them. As for other planets, there's Mars and the Moon. Now, these planets kind of swap back and forth between which one is slow as sin and which one isn't. And usually it's this one that's like the biggest problem for me lately. And I'm not sure I can actually make anything happen with it. So we're just going to look at the upgrades real quick and see what I can get from it. Boots. This non-copyright object that they totally stole. People. Cash on hand, session earnings, lifetime moon earnings, total angels, angels sacrificed, about the game. I don't need to see any of that. Unlocked, that's what I'm looking for. The big ones that I can go for, oxygen bar, cheese mine, and the boots. The boots! So, oxygen bar and cheese mine. I think we'll add some to the oxygen bar. And we'll add a little bit to the cheese mine. And we'll add some to the boots. And basically, I just come back every couple of months and just click some things and leave. Mars is the weird one. It's got this little glitch where you have to click something like 10 times before it fucking activates at any point. And it's also got this weird little thing. I'm actually done with Mars. As you guys can see, there is no unlocks, no upgrades, no angel upgrades. Done with Mars. Right now, it's just a fucking... It's really just like a farm for these things, and it's not even doing that very well, honestly. I used to know all of these by heart and know which one came first. And that's kind of because I looked it up. I made sure I knew them, and I was also playing it like every fucking day, and I, again, put it aside for months and picked it back up recently, so... I kinda don't know what I'm doing. We're just gonna buy random shit, 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 random shit. And the fun part about Mars is when you do reset it, you got this little thing, Profit Martians, ×2, everything. Everything's ×2. And it doesn't have to last the 30 seconds because, just like Cookie Clicker, you can click it. And you can make them seconds go back up. And if by some chance you get distracted and it went down earlier than you wanted to, you can basically click the timer to reset it back down. The problem with that is it's only a second per click, so you really don't want to sit spending too much time on that. I actually have a shit ton of fucking investors on this. I've quadrupled my fucking investors, and maybe eventually I'll come back and reset this, but it's not really that prevalent to me. I honestly spent way too much time in this game, all of these games collectively, whether it be recently, whether it be in the past, or whether I've picked them back up again from my childhood. I hope you guys liked the little fucking diddly through all the really weird games that I play. I am like a closet office game addict. Sorry, my heater keeps going on and off. It's snowing in New England in April. But, yeah, if you guys wanted to see anything more in-depth to this, or maybe you wanted to see me dick around with that rocket for like fucking 10 minutes or something like that, or you guys want to know where to find these games, Congregate for this one is actually Mozilla only, and fuck Mozilla, because no one likes that shit and it's slow as sin. The 3 middle ones are from addictinggames.com, and Cookie Clicker is orteal.net. Or you can just look up Cookie Clicker. I'm sure all of you know what Cookie Clicker is. Anyways, sorry for the short video. Sorry it was unscripted, but it's Undertale week because Nikki did her homework, and that was the deal, is if she does her shit, I'll do Undertale week. And today is Undertale Day, so since I posted Undertale on Undertale Day, but it's Undertale week, I kind of had to do a second video. I don't know how that maths, but yeah. I'm not even going to ask you to like and sub on this because this video was literally the equivalent of Naruto filler. Anyways, this has been TG Toombs with the top 5 weird games that I've spent way too much time on in no particular order. If I had to rate any of these games, I'd honestly give this one and Cookie Clicker like an 8 out of 10 for all the quirky little jokes. Just like Cookie Clicker, this one has jokes on every upgrade, every unlock. The other ones, maybe like a 5, maybe like a 7 for the rocket game, because I have a lot of fun just doing weird shit in that, and like drifting and plummeting back down to Earth. But these really, they're not games to take seriously. It's not something you go and critique and you're like, oh, these fucking mechanics suck, man, all these fucking noobs. It's like, no, you go play it, you watch the numbers, you close it, and you go play a real game. Anyways, again, this has been TG Toombs. This has been really unscripted and random, so I've probably said my outro like 5 times. Later!